Hey, Dean, I wanted to talk about a topic that came out of Crypto 6.0 this morning. It's PayPal oriented. And I don't know if you've seen this, but a lot of banks and financial institutions are trying to find ways into using crypto, such as PayPal. So many institutions. But I want to talk about PayPal in particular because they're making some interesting moves, and they've made some moves here. And some of these I didn't even know about. And today kind of raised the flag on PayPal again. And I kind of wanted to go through it with you to see if this was good for crypto or not. Okay. So I want to give you kind of a synopsis of what's going on. So maybe if you've listened to Crypto 6.0 this morning, which I'm sure you did, like everybody else, um, in the UK, they are releasing an app, a PayPal app, which is allowing UK citizens to buy and sell and transact in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. That's in the UK. All right. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And they're going to use it in the form of, I guess they're saying, hey, look out for it in our PayPal apps. Somebody said over at PayPal. Now, historically, I know I've mentioned this before. PayPal has been making bold moves in the crypto space. So this was just for the UK. But I don't know if you remember this, but last year in October, they announced that they would offer crypto services for US citizens, okay? They also offered the ability for them to buy and sell and hold crypto. So basically, they're an exchange with a wallet, right? So, so they announced that over a year ago in October last year, and then they made a major change for U.S. customers back in July of this year, allowing them to spend 5 times more in their crypto assets. So they raised their purchase limits of cryptocurrencies, and it's not for all, but in some cases, $100,000 a week with no annual purchase limit. So they're giving like huge amounts of freedom to their customers when it comes to using crypto. And I think this is pretty interesting stuff. And then all of that being combined, are you familiar with Venmo? Um, they also started support for crypto back in April of this year. So all these things are pretty interesting, and I wanted to get kind of your reaction to that. So that's what I know about it thus far, and kind of what are your thoughts?
Okay, well, my reaction. I don't know that I have a lot to add, but I certainly have some questions. Like number one, I'm I'm suspicious of PayPal these days and their motives. And so if you buy crypto through, yeah, I guess I have two main questions. If you buy crypto through PayPal, can you then transfer it to your own wallet, or does it have to stay with them? Are they custodians for it? How does that work?
Okay, so if you're asking me the question, I'm going to answer it the best that I can. This is the hard part. They own the keys, the private and the public key. So my guess is that you're going to have to keep that stuff stored over at PayPal. But if they do it right, they'll allow you to move that stuff like a normal exchange would allow you to move it into a private wallet. But I think PayPal is going to try to coddle people into believing that storing it there is probably their best option. Now, where have I heard this before? Oh, El Salvador, Chivo. And that's what everybody is protesting, the fact that the government has a little bit too much control and they can't move their crypto out of the Chivo wallet, et cetera, et cetera. That's what that's the question that you're raising right now about PayPal.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have the answer to that question, but I'm knowing PayPal, I know that they're probably going to want to store the money over there for their for own greedy reasons, right?
Yeah.
They own
I
all the
mean,
wallets, they own all the crypto, they
hey,
can make the money off of it.
if you can move it off, even if they try to convince you to keep it, that's fine. But if you can move it off, okay. But I'm just really suspicious of big organizations and governments getting into crypto because, man, governments and big organizations just love to corrupt anything that has any purity or decentralization or anything to it.
Yeah,
All right. So my
agreed.
second question is, um, I guess the idea of using Ethereum to pay for something is weird to me because obviously it's a cryptocurrency and it has value, but I mean it has value more like the way that I see it is more like a stock and based on like what Ethereum can do and what apps can attach to it and all this stuff. It's so it's it that sounds to me like, hey, there's this app that's going to let you buy coffee with your stock portfolio. Like Bitcoin, I get it. I mean, it may be slow without other layers attached to it, but it was at least designed originally to be a currency and not like do all this stuff. But Ethereum was literally designed to like have functions and doing these things. It's kind of like buying coffee with Chainlink. Like Chainlink's an oracle, like it has value and it's a cryptocurrency, but you don't want to buy coffee with it. So, what do you think of that?
I think I have a different take on it because I totally get what you're saying and I totally agree with the way that you're approaching that topic. But at the end of the day, these are all just coins that exist on their blockchains, right? So the Ethereum blockchain does all those things that you mentioned, but they have this coin out there to monetize it, right? So that's the way I look at it. It's still a coin at the end of the day, and you can still trade it, and it has value, similar to Bitcoin. So I think we won't see eye to eye on that, I guarantee it. But that's how I see it.
Yeah. Well, I get it. It just seems a little weird. I'd rather use maybe Litecoin or Bitcoin or something that
Right.
was maybe more intentioned towards that purpose. But anyway, those are certainly some interesting developments. So thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah, I would add to that that if you're going to use Ethereum, you're going to get a much higher fee. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
if you're being conscious about how you spend your money, that's something I would look at for sure because there are much cheaper options out there than transacting business in Ethereum.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in agreement on that. Okay, so I just have to ask, I mean, the whole topic here is about PayPal getting into the business. It's a big bank showing, hey, we're serious about crypto so much so we're going to allow our customer base to go ahead and transact in it, buy, sell, and hold it in our wallets. Is this a good thing for crypto?
Uh, you would think that was an easy answer. I'm really suspicious of their motives. Does it have to be an up or down? Can I give it a sideways, a maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know. I really don't
Yeah.
know. I'll give it a thumbs up. Overall, more adoption is better. If I have to give it an up or down, I'll give it an up.
And there's where I totally agree with you too. More adoption is better. The easier on-roads we have to crypto, the better off. And there's a second component to that. The more on-roads we have to crypto, especially by these big companies like PayPal, the harder it's going to be for the government to come in and say, no more crypto, because there's way too much investment in crypto with all these big businesses for them to stomp it out. So I think this is good for crypto. I'm giving it a thumbs up. You're giving it a thumbs up. And I think that wraps it up for today. So take it away,
O-
Dean.
Okay, well, everyone, if you found this information useful, please give us a thumbs up because it really helps the channel. And if you want to see more information like this in the future, consider subscribing to this channel so you will see these videos come up in your feed. Thanks for joining us today. It's good talking to you, Gary, and I'll see you next time.
Sounds great. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.